Okay, the next topic is psychosexual disorders, and hope I keep a good filter. I don't get myself in trouble on this, but psychosexual disorders are very interesting because all other disorders, you have to have all the symptoms, and they're spelled out like bullets. Boom, 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 boom. Especially like schizophrenia, you have to have this, and this before you can have that disorder. It's like Grey's Anatomy, not the TV program, but the book that says in order to have this disease, you have to have this many symptoms. Like coronavirus, different from the flu and the cold, you have to have this, and this before you have the disorder. Well, in psychosexual disorders, it's very general, which caused a lot of debate and problems in the diagnosis of the disorders. Basically, you already know the definition. We talked about this before. Consent. And remember, in Missouri, being drunk is not giving consent. Physical or psychological pain. No matter what the weird behavior is, if it doesn't have those, it's not considered abnormal. So when you look at all the different abnormalities, you have to think about that definition. And it has to be precise. Basically, we're going to look about two different ones. There's more psychosexual disorder, but we're going to look at two, of course. One is what we used to call gender identity disorder, and now sexual amorphosis. And then, and basically, that is wrong gender with the body. So you're a male in a female body, or a female in a male body. And there was talk when they went from the fourth to the fifth DSM, they were going to take this out. But we're seeing much more cases of this. We just saw with, Dwayne Wade and his son wanted to be a daughter. I might have got confused on that, one of the two. But basically is that we're seeing a lot of more cases, or maybe it's just more open. We had with Cher and with Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner. No. So it's still in the DSM, and so basically it is. Now you say, how can this occur? Well, one of the problems is we have about 1,000 kids born with either neither genitals or both genitals, and you have to make a decision. Now, in big cities, you can kind of wait, because you always talk about DNA, well, your DNA are either XX or Y. And on TV, they get the DNA test back in 10 seconds. In some cases, in small rural communities, it's 6 months. So you have to make a decision early. And some doctors ask you, what do you want? Oh, I want a girl. Well, it turns out to be that's not the right one. But anyway, so we see this case. And you say, well, where's the site? How's it fit the definition? Well, it's a psychological harm of being a female in a male body, or male in a female body, and plus all the outside people making fun of you and bullying you and all that kind of stuff. So you can see the psychological harm. The second type is called paraphilia. And this is an umbrella because it covers 13 different abnormalities. Sex with animals, pedophiles, partialism, fetishism, sadistic rape. I mean, all these things are in pedophilia. And pedophilia, basically by definition, is a sexual attraction to an unusual object, event, or action. For instance, there's a case, one of my favorite cases was a case in Boston where some person would break into a female's apartment, go in a closet, steal one shoe. I should have been arrested for that anyway. Steal one shoe and then go home and smell in it and masturbate. Well, obviously that's not normal. And you go, well, where's the psychological harm? Well, if you're sleeping in a bed and somebody's raking around your closet, that's going to cause some psychological harm. So anyway, paraphilia is an umbrella type base. And for instance, like fetishes. So a lot of people have fetishes, you like this or like that, or this turns you on, that turns you on. Or partialism, you like this part of the body or that part of the body. They can be very severe cases. Obviously, they're not as bad as pedophilia or zoophobia, or sex with animals. Interesting case I was teaching abnormal at Clement College. This is a true story. And we were talking about sex with animals, and everybody said, who the heck would have sex with animals? And this lady named Sharon, and that's all I'm going to tell you her name, said, well, my husband used to have a favorite cow. And they all go, oh, gross and stuff. How could you even touch him after that? And she said, oh, I loved him, and blah, blah, blah. And then she said, well, they asked finally why she got divorced. And one night he said the cow was better. So, okay. That's a true story. People don't believe me, but that's a true story. So we have pedophilia is like these 13 different items. And again, you got to use the definition. Now, rape is not considered a sexual disorder. But sadistical rape is. That's when you rape somebody to hurt them and cause physical pain. But rape can be an indicator of a sexual disorder, hence the inventory by Burton. That's some decision you have to make. Homosexuality at one time was considered in a DSM-3 as a pedophilia or a psychosexual disorder because of the psychological harm if you came out. Now we're a little more open, but we still have that prejudice in the United States. In the world, but anyway. So those are the cases. So one of the things, like for instance, S&M, that's in pedophilia. Now, I don't care if you give your consent, and I don't care if you get really excited if your significant other comes over with a whip and wearing leather. That's considered abnormal because it involves physical pain. Even there's a consent. So that's why you have to be very strict on the definition when you're talking about psychosexual disorders. And again, some people are really reluctant to have some psychosexual disorders because, let's face it, you people do some weird things behind closed doors. But the fact is that it's usually a cultural definition rather than, remember we talked about the 4 ways of defining abnormality. So we're going to do an exercise, if I ever get it up on Owlnet, called On the Kite, and I will tell you about that later, but you got to remember the definition. Consent, or no consent, and physical or psychological harm. All right. Talk to you later. Take care. Be positive. Only 6 more months of this stuff. Okay. Bye-bye.